Hey guys, Linda here with the Happy Place Homestead, and today we're going to work on finishing the walls of my bedroom with wallpaper. Okay, a really quick history lesson. This room that I'm standing in used to be a kitchen. It's now our master bedroom suite. We have a bathroom, that's the door behind me. We have a closet. That whole wall wasn't here before. This was just a kitchen that had a laundry room in it. It was awful. It's on the second floor of our house. I hated having the kitchen up there. It was way too hot, and having to move groceries up and garbage down. It was just not convenient. So we moved that downstairs. That's another video. It's gorgeous. I love my kitchen, but my goal was to finish this bedroom. So today I'm going to work on finishing the walls of the bedroom, which is I'm going to wallpaper. So I want to tell you a little bit about why I want to wallpaper and why I think wallpaper is a good option, even though right now it's not super in style. Okay, so wallpaper is a great product to use on the wall because it covers lots of imperfections. In my last house, it was a 100-year-old house that had plaster walls, and there was so much imperfection in that. And in order to fix plaster, you really need someone who knows what they're doing. It's not like patchy drywall. So I just wallpapered over it. And so I've had quite a bit of experience wallpapering and taking off the wallpaper, which is one reason why people don't like using wallpaper, is because they don't like taking it off. But I don't intend on taking this wallpaper off, but I've had my share. A pet peeve of mine is that people who say that they just paint over wallpaper. Don't do that. Take the wallpaper off the wall before you paint, because what if you decide that you want to actually wallpaper, because it's gonna come back in style. And then you have to take off not only wallpaper, but the paint that's over top of it. It's just a mess. That's a cheap way of doing it. Take off the dang wallpaper. Do your project right. Don't cheat. So, pet peeve aside, we're going to talk about wallpaper. And so my goal, why I wanted to wallpaper this room, was because I hate drywall. I hate finishing drywall. I've hung the drywall in this room, all of it, and I have finished all of the drywall in this room, and I just hate it. The last couple days was me doing finishing all that drywall, taping and mudding and sanding and taping, mudding and sanding. That whole transition, that whole project is a nightmare. Anybody who's done any kind of sanding of drywall and understands how miserable it is. It's in your hair, it's in your mouth, it's in your eyes, it's in every crack and surface of the room. It's just a mess, and then you have to clean it up. It's terrible. But I did that. I did it just enough so that the walls were flat and kind of smooth. Now you can still see the tape through the drywall mud, but I don't care because I'm wallpapering over it. And so that's why I chose to wallpaper. So that's one reason why I wanted to wallpaper in here today. Okay, the other reason I wanted to wallpaper, and really the more important reason why I wanted to wallpaper, is because I simply like it. I went to look at all the major box stores, Home Depot and Lowe's, and they don't have wallpaper. They don't even sell wallpaper paste anymore. They don't even sell paintable wallpaper. And so I had to order my wallpaper off of Amazon, and I had to get samples of it in order to decide if it was something I liked, if the colors looked right in the room. So it was a much bigger hassle than it used to be. But in the end, I just simply like wallpaper. And so I picked this really beautiful tulle wallpaper because I want to sit in my room and feel like I'm in an English cottage, that I'm in one of my beautiful BBC shows that I love watching. It just makes me feel good. In the end, you decorate a house for your own liking because trends change. And unless you want to change the decor of your whole house every 5 years, design it in a way that you love. Design it in a way that makes you feel happy. And so wallpaper is not in style right now, especially wall-to-wall wallpaper, the whole wall. You can do some highlight walls, but I'm doing the whole bedroom in wallpaper. And to most of you might think that's overwhelming, but for me, it's gonna feel good. So decorate for your own liking, and then decorate to a room that suits the style of the room, which that will be a whole nother video also explaining why my whole philosophy on decorating. So I just like wallpaper. That's the other reason I'm going to wallpaper. And so today I'm going to get this darn stuff on the wall, and I'm going to show you some of my tips. Okay, let's talk about tools real fast. When you get the tools for wallpapering, it usually will come, a whole kit will come in this big old plastic tube tub looking thing. Okay, and the point of this is you put a couple inches of water in it because wallpaper requires, it needs to be wet in order to hang it. And so this is the thing you'll use to get your wallpaper wet, which you'll see at some point. Also in this kit will come a brush, this funny little brush that usually has really short bristles. This is what you'll use to wipe down the wallpaper in order to pull the air pockets out of it. It squishes the air pockets out of the wallpaper, which you'll see. Another thing that comes in the kit is this little rolly thing so ridiculous. This is what you use for seams. It can get right up along the edge of it, along the ceiling, and it can get on the bottom and on the seam. This is what helps press the seams flat against the wall. Usually also in a toolkit, you might get a razor blade because you need a razor blade to cut the wallpaper, especially if you get it up against the window frame. You can slice it and get it all nice and clean cut. The other things that you will need is a sponge or a cloth to wipe the wallpaper down afterward, especially if you use an additional paste, which I do use, because the paste sometimes can dry on the outside of the wallpaper and ruin the print of the wallpaper. So you want to wipe it down with some water. You need a tape measure in order to measure how long you want your pieces. And I have the paste, which I said I had to buy from Amazon because they don't sell it, and the paintbrush. And so I use an extra little paste on the seams, and then this room has so many funky little angles that I'm going to want to put an extra little bit of paste on those funny angles so that the paper will really stick well. Like I said, I've hung a lot of wallpaper, and every time I've hung wallpaper, I use paste. A little bit of extra paste on the seams and in those really hard spots, not on the whole piece, just in those little hard spots. And I've taken off a lot of the wallpaper that I've put on to put on new wallpaper. And so I've never had a problem taking wallpaper off, even when I've used an extra paste. So don't be afraid of that. Wallpaper comes off the wall. It does. Sure, it might be a hassle, but it comes off the wall. It's made to do that. So don't worry that you're never gonna get this wallpaper off. This room, this kitchen had wallpaper on it, and we tore down all the walls except 2 in this kitchen. And the 2 walls that were not torn down were wallpapered, and the wallpaper was right on the drywall, which is what I'm doing today, instead of on paint. And that makes it a little bit more difficult to take off, but it came off fine. So, you know what? It's just, don't worry about it. Wallpaper will come off. So those are your tools. Besides your actual wallpaper, you'll need a ladder and some good music and probably a fan so that you don't roast to death. But those are your tools for wallpapering.
What you doing, Linda?
Okay, the important thing with the wallpaper is that when there's a print, you want the prints to match. So I had about this much waste in order for me to get these pieces up here to match. So you just want it to look like a continuous picture. You don't want pictures to look shifted. So on this one, this is a tricky piece. See, that's why it's, with wallpaper, what's nice about wallpaper versus peel stick tile is that I can move this around. I can take it off, put it back on, take it off, put it back on. Whereas peel stick type of wallpaper, you put it on, it stays on. I'm afraid there we go. It's afraid that it was a little shifted. So I can straighten these out. As long as my wallpaper stays wet, I can straighten these out and get the bubbles out of it. I just don't want it to be shifted. Okay, so I got this piece cut. There's a couple things. Also, when it dries, it kind of sucks to the wall, so you don't have to worry about getting every single piece out, every single air bubble out. So now I'm bringing this down. I just don't want it to look crooked. I got a light fixture here, which these are easy. As long as you don't electrify yourself, electrocute yourself. Okay. All the way down. I want this to look straight. So now, this, okay. This little thing's your friend. Oops, I got a little tear there, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. It will dry. I'll fix that afterward. All right. See, I'm happy I got the wall, so it's on the wall. Now I need to fine tune it. Brush out. I'm getting my scissors. You end up sticky. Okay, real quick, a lesson on matching the seams, the importance of matching the seams. And I made a mistake on my third piece of wallpaper. I hung here and the seams don't match, but I can't waste the wallpaper, so I hung it, but I have a TV going on this wall. Above the window, there is a seam there, right in the middle. You can't see it very well because the print is matched so well. See, that looks beautiful. But now look over there, you can see where the print is shifted. The seam, your eyes are drawn to the imperfection of the print. So above the window, right through the middle of the window is a seam. You can't see it. To the right of the window is a seam you can see. That's the importance of matching print. And I might end up not having enough wallpaper if this print's gonna continue to be so imperfect. So it took me a total of about 10 to 11 hours today to do this entire room. Doing a whole room is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But like I said, this is something I wanted. This is my style. This is what makes me happy. And so it just makes sense. So here, you can look around here. I want to show you around the room. There were a couple of corners that were kind of tricky for me. I think I got a video of this corner here, but and there was this bad gap here anyway. So, but I put a lot of paste on it in order for it to stick really well. The key with putting paste is that additional paste is that you have to make sure you wipe it off when you're done. Like wipe it off before it really dries, because otherwise it could really damage the print. So we got the final countdown going on here in the background. Okay, so this was the wall that I started with originally, and this is where I messed up here because the print, I didn't get it lined up right because, I don't know, there's a big reason for it, but this is why you want to focus on lining it up correctly, because this wall is an eyesore to me compared to the other walls, where it's a good continuous flow with no interruptions. So I'm gonna have to hide that boo-boo with a TV and a dresser. So that's it, I think. Wallpapering, it's an exhausting job, but if in the end, if this is what you want to do, if you want to decorate with wallpaper, who cares whether it's in style or not, do it anyway.